Admit it, you're bored. You spend all of your free time wasting away your life on the internet. Your mental and physical health are deteriorating and you need a fresh start. This video is for you. Welcome back, and if you're new here, then I'm Rosie. Stick around. I'm in a very quiet transitional period of my life. I'm taking a gap year before college, and I got back a few months ago from spending 3 months volunteering in Kenya, and since then I've been home with no obligations, no plans, and no clear view of what the future holds. I'm someone who's very uncomfortable with not being super busy, and so these last few months have caused a lot of personal growth. When these few months began, I was doing honestly terrible. I'm on a pizza date with myself. I needed to get out of the house. But with discipline, I got myself into a routine, and now we're thriving. The first step for becoming productive and healthy again for me was acknowledging what was keeping me from being my best. And this was all the feelings associated with being in a transitional period. After I got back home to the US after being in Kenya, I experienced insane culture shock. It was shocking how culture shocked I was, and so I was just like abounding with shock. Adjusting to my American lifestyle was significantly harder than adjusting to life in Kenya. For a solid 2 months, I was feeling dull and irritable, and I just wanted to be alone all the time. And I didn't feel like myself at all. And then I finally recognized that this was because I was missing my former community. I was anxious about the future, and I felt suddenly purposeless. Finding the roots of why I was feeling the way I was really helped me start taking steps towards getting out of the rut that I was in. So after all of this, I took the first step. And the first step for me was deleting social media. Now, this is not for everyone, but this is something that I needed to do because it was so unhealthy for me. On Instagram, seeing all of my friends' college lives just made me feel extra pressure to figure out what I was doing, and it made me feel very discontent with where I was. I just chopped it out of my life. And yeah, it's hard to be off of it, but I'm better for it. Now I'm not only spending less time idly scrolling, but I'm able to be fully present in my own life, to not get my joy snatched by comparison. The next most important step, and what I do on a daily basis and weekly basis and kind of monthly, is to create structure. I had to create structure so I would stop spending my free time rotting on YouTube shorts. I am that person. Let's look at each day as a sandwich. The bread is your morning and night routine, and this holds the whole day together. It gets you started, and it winds you down and gets you ready for the next day. This looks different for everyone. I enjoy and honestly need slow mornings. I wake up, I do my skincare, and then I spend about 30 minutes to an hour praying and journaling. I love Jesus. This girl right here is a big follower. Spiritual health is very important for me. This morning time makes me so much more patient and just ready to take on the day. For you, this could look like doing a 5 or 10 minute meditation or writing down all your goals for the day. It's different for everyone. For my night routine, I brush my teeth, do my skincare, and then before I go to sleep, I either read or work on any project that's on my mind. Now that we have the bread, we can add the filling or the toppings, condiments. I have a mental list of short-term goals, and that is what I base my in between the bread routine on. Some of my short-term goals look like get in really good shape, get really good at cooking, be creative, grow my YouTube channel, and read a butt ton of books. Incorporating these goals, I fill my sandwich. Staying active is the protein, one could say, in their sandwich, because it determines what your whole sandwich tastes like. Exercise has always been fundamental in my mental health and obviously physical. And I think it's safe to say that it's the same for most people. It's not only for health, but definitely for productivity as well. One of my goals was getting back in shape. In the most recent months, I had been running, but then winter struck and I couldn't. And I never really enjoyed running. And I realized there's so many different forms of exercise that you're bound to find one that you actually enjoy. So I decided to start taking classes. I'm also terrible at keeping myself accountable. And so this really was great for structure in my life to actually go somewhere. A friend and I each got a monthly membership to an affordable local rec center, unlimited classes, and we've taken over 15 in 1 month. We have tried bar, Zumba, Pilates, dance workouts. After trying all these classes, we found our favorites, and now we have a schedule where we go to a class 5 days a week. That's the structure that I need. Intense. This not only got me motivated to exercise every day, but it got me out of the house. I get to spend time with a friend, and I get to just try new activities while staying healthy. Another thing I shoot for every day that is good for my mind and body is getting outside. Get outside. Get outside. Literally just breathe in fresh air for 1 minute. 1 minute. I try to get outside, get some fresh air. This could be reading outside, taking a walk, or literally just standing in the sun. Get some vitamin D. All of the activities that I mentioned help me to improve my mental health, physical health, freshen up my perspective on life, and just make me feel good. Another thing that I do to take care of myself is I take care of my space. For a long time, I was really neglecting my plants, and they were so sad. Watering my plants, keeping my room nice and clean, just really makes me feel this extra level of amazingness. Having projects to work on. I am currently applying to colleges in preparation for this coming fall. So that's been my biggest project for a while, but I'm almost done with it. Thank you. It's a stressful experience. I am proud to say that I am very good at coming up with activities to do for myself. Here are some activities that I do, and I base them all off of goals that I had. So we're staying productive and we're moving towards a better version of ourselves. Wow. I also am a big hobby person, and so hobbies, projects, love it all. These are my goals and what I am doing to accomplish them. Be creative. I've been sketching, painting, scrapbooking, and then reading. I have the Goodreads app, I recommend, and I'm doing a 2025 reading challenge for myself, and I challenged myself to 24 books in a year, and I was like, 2 books a month, I can definitely do that. And I think I read 3 books in January and then 1 book in February. It's kind of fun to work towards that goal using my leisure time, and it doesn't make reading less fun for me, so it's perfect. I'm also trying to learn Spanish. I had an insane Duolingo streak for a while, but then I felt too pressured by it, so I broke it. Working on all these different things also gives me reason to work in places other than my house. I'm faithfully devoted to my local public library. I love libraries. I love libraries so much. Relatively quiet space, free Wi-Fi, books galore, sign me up. I'll make study blocks on my own or with a friend, and we'll just crank out work, whatever projects I need to work on, college apps, whatever. And it makes me feel so productive to be in a different environment other than my house. Having all these projects makes my brain feel alive and functioning at its minimum. It's also really fulfilling to try new hobbies and to sustain ones that I've had for a really long time. Maintaining purpose. This is the most critical part of the sandwich for me. I've always been very fulfilled by academics, and so not being in school, I had to find something new, and then I was volunteering. And that was straightforward purpose. And then I got home and I was like, what do I do? Everyone finds their sense of purpose in different things. I find my purpose in serving other people with my skills. Just for during my gap year, volunteer work is how I've been staying fulfilled and continue to be contributing to something bigger than myself. There have been many, many studies on how service heavily impacts happiness in a good way. So if you don't feel fulfilled or like you have a purpose, try out volunteering your skills, like do something you're passionate about that helps other people. And I can guarantee you that it's going to make a big difference in your life. And this could even look like taking on small tasks for your friends and family, like cleaning the kitchen so that they don't have to. Like these small little acts of service can really make a positive impact on you and other people. Now, all of these things get squished into a sandwich, but is your sandwich balanced? Is your bread way too thick? I really make sure to balance service, creativity, exercise, and to make sure I have a nice even amount of these things, because if I exercise all day, that's great for me. I'm probably dead inside. So having a balance is super important for how I stay healthy and productive. You don't have to be productive 24/7. Everything in moderation, including moderation. I have off days where I mindlessly scroll for a long time, and it doesn't make me feel great, but just making sure it's infrequent is the best that I can do. With the discipline and intentionality of my sandwich, I've been staying healthy and productive by doing all of these steps. Obviously, everyone is different, so if you resonated or gained from one singular sentence in this entire video, yes, I'm so happy! Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you next week. Peace out, A-Town. Little did you know, my chunky cat has been sleeping here this whole time.